My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Vegas 73. But before I do, I want to give you $50. Just head on over to wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50. It's affiliate marketing, right? They're going to pay us. They're going to say, thank you for bringing us this customer. I'm going to take a piece of that money, and I'm going to give it back to you. So just go to wewantpicks.com/bets. We have 4 different sportsbook betting partners. Sign up with any one of them using our link, make a deposit, and I send you $50 as a thank you. Let's talk very quickly about UFC Charlotte. We absolutely crushed UFC Charlotte. I crushed. Jacobs crushed. His lock of the week crushed. That's free. That's not really a betting thing. But the member parlay absolutely lit it up yet again. Last week, I hit every single bet I put on the board, except for the over 2.5 round parlay, which was shocking that didn't hit, honestly. But the safety parlay continues to be a shining star. It is up over 8.5 units this year alone. Last week, we had Carl Williams, Jonathan Almeida, twice, essentially, because we had Natan Levy as a third leg, and then that fight dropped. So we were just sort of stuck with 2 of the same parlay, but it continues to crush, and only premium members have access to that. So go to wewantpicks.com, click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. And that comes with more than just copy-paste bets. You get tools like the line movement tracker. This will give you opening odds, current odds, probability, and the actual line movement for every single fighter on that card, so you can identify trends, hop on, hop off, and make some real decisions there. Before we talk about my actual bets, let's talk about this card in general. This is a really sketchy card. Frankly, you should not be laying out a ton of money on this card. It's really, really dicey. I actually, when you see the bets, I went more prop than I did money line, which is not very typical for me. But the only 2 super confident picks I have on this card are Natalia Silva and I think Anthony Hernandez as well. You could say Rodrigo Nascimento, but the reality is, and I do have a bet on him, I'll show you, but the reality is, Ilir Latifi could just take him down and hold him down. Natalia Silva, too expensive, not worth it, do nothing with that. Anthony Hernandez, that is really the only money line that I think makes sense at this point with the current dollar amounts and the current pricing. Most confident underdogs, well, Themba Gorimbo was one, but since I made my video and Jacob did his Lock of the Week video, he's now a favorite, so he no longer qualifies on this list. But Emily Ducote, I'm very confident in. I have a bet on her. And then Vanessa Demopoulos as well. Like, she's fighting Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Listen, Karolina at one point was a very big deal, but at this point, she's slowing down. She's getting older. She got a gift decision in her last fight. Meanwhile, Vanessa Demopoulos is coming out here, very good striking, improved grappling, and looking better every single fight. So, real sketchy card. Listen, you don't need to bet every single week. You don't need to go crazy. And this is not the week to go crazy. Find spots and run with them there. That's why the tools are so important for premium members as well, because you can look at that information, use those tools, and find your own spots. Here's what I got going on. I actually have more than usual after the lecture I just gave you, but it's not what it seems. I have Rodrigo Nascimento. I threw a 1-unit money line on him at -155. I did that last week. He is now -180, which is far less attractive. The reality is Rodrigo Nascimento, good hands, good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu, and he's an active fighter that's working his way up, trying to become a champion. Ilir Latifi retired. He retired a few months ago, came out of retirement. He's showing up out of nowhere. The dude throws almost no punches whatsoever and wrestles. If he can take you down, he can be a wet blanket and win a boring decision. If he can't, he's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing outside of takedowns. I think Rodrigo is going to be a little harder to take down. He's a big, big heavyweight. I think he's going to come forward. He's going to push the pace. He's going to throw hands, bother Ilir. So I like Rodrigo to get it done. Every day that goes by, I'm a little less confident, but that's just what happens after you spend some money. But I do have 1 unit on him at -155. Then I have that small 1/4 of a unit bet on Emily Ducote. She's fighting Lupita Godinez. Lupita's showing up on short notice. That has not worked out well for her in the past. She has several short notice step-ups. They're not really working for her. She's coming off back-to-back. She just beat Cynthia Calvillo barely. Couldn't get her to the ground. Got a sketchy decision. Barely beat Cynthia Calvillo. Then before that, she lost to Angela Hill because she couldn't get Angela Hill to the ground. So the notion of her just taking Emily Ducote to the ground doesn't really make sense to me. Emily can match her physically. She has good hands. She has good takedown defense. So I like Emily to get it done. 0.25 units on that. And then I got a whole bunch of props. We got Shabazi and Hernandez over 1.5 rounds. Anthony Hernandez is not the most dangerous guy in the world. I think he wins this fight. He needs grappling to get it done, so that takes time, right, to get the takedowns, work it to the ground. Shabazian, while he doesn't do anything on the ground, he also doesn't get submitted, right? He's not just going to lay there, let you pass from, guard to side control to mount. And I just see this fight going a little longer. Even if he gets a finish like Anthony Hernandez did in his last fight, I think it's going to be much later. I like the over 1.5 there, minus 150, half a unit. Chase Hooper and Nick Fiore, similar logic here. These are two grapplers. Neither guy is super, super dangerous, and their most dangerous thing is their grappling, but they're both grapplers. So I don't see either one of these guys getting submitted. I don't see either one of them dominating in any real fashion. Both their hands are kind of, you could leave them. So I think this goes over 1.5 as well. That's sort of a juiced line at minus 165, but I like it through half a unit on that. Then I have Chase Hooper wins inside the distance, decision, no action. What that means is if Chase Hooper somehow stops Nick Fiore, whether it's by submission, by TKO, whatever it is, I'll get paid at minus 110. If Chase Hooper loses a decision, wins a decision, if it just goes to a decision in general, well, then I get a full refund. It's a pretty safe bet because Chase Hooper is actually very tough. He was stopped in his last fight, but he didn't. As horrible as he looked on his feet, he's not a quitter. He will continue to come forward. He will continue to swing. There's almost no danger in this fight whatsoever. I don't know why the round line is 1.5. And I don't know why it's basically even money for decision, no action. So I threw a half unit on that. I'm fully expecting a refund there. I do not think there is a finish. And then the last one I have here is Mackenzie Dern over 44.5 significant strikes. I got that at even money. That just dropped. That line might fly by the time you see this video. Premium members, you got it in the Discord as soon as I hit it. If you go through Mackenzie Dern's sort of striking stats in her fights, she's consistently over this. In almost every single fight where she's not getting an early submission, she is over this number. She's also under like 80. So it's usually the 60s, 50s, 60s, something like that. This is a 5-round fight. Angela Hill is a tried and true composed veteran. And Mackenzie Dern has been talking about why I don't need to be so desperate to get it to the ground anymore. So I think she can get past this 44.5. I threw a half unit on that, is basically even money. That prop literally just dropped. You're only going to get that at Bet Online. They offer the same type props for takedowns. Both fighters get a strike line. And then there's just who's going to land more significant strikes. I didn't touch that one because Angela Hill should land more, but I do fully expect Mackenzie Dern to march forward, put in work. That's what she does. Like, we clown her takedowns, but she comes forward tough as nails, lets her hands fly. So I got that bet going. If you're a premium member, you saw it. If you're not a premium member, become one, because you're going to get everything, including the safety parlay. The Shining Star up 8.5 units this year. It's not even June. We're not even halfway through the year. And the first month, there were basically no fights. Okay. So in the last couple of months, we have managed to go up 8.5 units. If the only thing you ever did was pay $10 for premium membership and then do the safety parlay every week, you'd be up big time money. Big time money. WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member. It is hitting at over a 70% rate, 72% win rate specifically. And that's since we've ever tracked it. This year, it's hitting at a much higher rate. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 wins, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses. 6 losses. Solid win rate. I just counted on camera. That took way longer than it should have. Remedial math, guys. Anyway, safety parlay, Shining Star of premium membership. Let's talk about some of Jacob's bets. Jacob, light week so far. These props are dropping right now as we speak, or as I speak to this camera. So I imagine there's going to be a lot more going on for Jacob here. But right now he's got 6 units on the board. Themba Gorimbo, his lock of the week, 1 unit there. Vanessa Demopoulos, a quarter or 3/4 of a unit there at plus 120. He's got 5 more units going right now for premium members. And as these props continue to come out, I'm sure he will attack those as well. Guys, become a premium member. It's freaking $10 a month. Like, what are we doing here? It's $10 a month. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click become a member at the top. And don't forget, I will send you $50. $50. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners using our link. Make a deposit, and I send you $50 as a thank you.